Logan, so great to see you. How are you? How have you been holding up the last few months?
Oh God. Oh, if I could say that I was doing great, I would be lying to you. But I've been healthy. I have not contracted COVID, nor have I had anybody around me that has dealt with that. So I'm very thankful in that respect. And I'm taking this time to try to dive into all of my own creative endeavors and just life has become more intimate in a way, and I'm just thankful with the people that are around me.
Well, good stuff. Good to hear it. And then most importantly, I'm glad you're healthy and safe. So that we got to stay that way as long as we, for sure. You were great in this film. And I have to tell you, I mean, as a mom whose kids went to university and college and, whatever, I'm glad they didn't have a roommate like Sam.
Yeah, I'm sure it would have been a much worse experience for them if they had.
Now, I was trying to find a little info on you. Did you go to college or university? Did you have that experience?
I did not. No,
Yeah.
I left high school actually sophomore year and started homeschooling. Then I tested out of school, took a high school proficiency exam, and started working as an actor immediately. So I was I had a full-time job as an actor at like 16 and starting at 17. So it's like my whole experience very different. However, I came from a very normal family, went to a regular high school, had parents that went to K-State, and, have a lot of surrounding people that I grew up with in Texas that had experiences quite like this. So
yeah. Okay. So tell me how you hooked up with with Cooper and how how the script came to you. I loved it. I thought it was such a great little film, and especially for his first experience, like as a feature film. He's a writer, director, starring in it, like lots of hats wearing there. So how did it all come to you?
yeah, I was really grateful for 2019. I always said was the year of Duplass for me because I got a chance to do
Yeah.
104 and do this with Jay producing and stuff. But as far as Cooper had, I guess, been a fan of mine from previous years, and I was a big fan of Dylan's, and just out of nowhere one day, I got a DM from Dylan saying that she was working on this project and that there was this role that they wanted me to do. Take a look at the script, and like, we would love for you to be a part of it. And I read it, and it was like, this is, all pieces of awkward teenage behavior that I just love, and it's endearing and it's got heart. And so I started talking to Cooper, and turns out like him and I kind of grew up in similar situations. We're both from the Dallas, Texas area. And so I always feel that these Dallas artists always love to try to come together, whether it happens naturally or not. But it's always great to have locals kind of coming together. And so we immediately just kind of had a great rapport, and we could relate with each other. And I was just happy to be a part of it. It felt like a group. I always compare what Cooper had created with what like the crew that had made like Wet Hot American Summers, and like the David Wayne crew of that era. Like, I was like, oh, I could feel like a new revival coming with this group. And that's something that I've always wanted. So I was really thankful to kind of be a part of it in that way.
That's amazing. That's nice to hear that, because I hope that, I know he's going to go places, and it's also nice to get in on the ground floor, and, and it looks like you guys had all a very good rapport, and especially the character that you play. I mean, like we said, he's the shitty roommate, but had to have been so much fun to play.
Yeah, and he gave me free range to kind of go as hard as I wanted to. I mean, I don't know why, but I always love kind of being that antagonistic character. I've done it in a couple other movies before, but it's always just fun to play kind of a slime ball. But the good thing about this, and what I feel is with every character in this film, is you get to see like the person that you usually see in these kind of like stereotypical coming of age college comedies.
Yeah,
Never really get to see the aftermath. And
exactly.
what
Yeah.
we got to see was the aftermath. You know, it's like for my character in a normal movie, I feel like you would get the button of like, oh, he shit his pants, and then that was that. But
Mhm.
then, like, you know, he had that accident. Then the next day, he was trying to like do a set at a comedy club,
Right.
and then like once he was at his lowest point, finally like Cooper's character and my character were able to like bond, and then started actually becoming friends, and you got to see these characters evolve, and that's
Yes.
what I really loved about the script.
Absolutely. And I spoke to him the other day, and I said what I love about it, maybe just because I'm a mom, I don't know. But what I really loved about it is that his character, Alex, like, no holds barred, when he was upset or he was homesick or he felt sad, he cried, he called home, he called his mom, and they had a great relationship. And I go, God, so many kids right now who are dealing, whether it's with COVID or they're away from home or they're just feeling like crap, have that. It's okay to be vulnerable.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and I do think that this is a good movie for a generation that is in college right now with these circumstances to watch, because obviously it's a completely different circumstance, but the isolation that
Mhm.
comes with, especially right now, there was that isolation before in certain circumstances too. So we can all kind of relate with that like fish out of water situation. I think even more so now, people will see it in a different light.
Yeah, absolutely. I was gonna say, you've chosen some really great roles over the years. You've been in things that have been very commercially successful, like Love, Simon, and you've worked with our Canadian boy, Keir Gilchrist, who I love. He's such a
Love
such a
Gary, yeah,
doll.
great
Like, I
guy,
mean,
great guy.
what a great guy. Have you been watching him on Atypical? Oh God, he's
Of
so good.
course, yeah, yeah. He's a long friend of ours, and we're, the fact that I've gotten to work with my close friends in so many different projects is just like it's always, it warms my heart every
Yeah.
time, and it just makes like the career that much more fun. And I love seeing where we all grew up. We've all been in LA for 10, 11 years now, and to see where everybody is going, it's just, I'm really thankful that everybody was able to flourish in that way.
Yeah, it's so nice. And you worked on one of my favorite TV shows, The Walking Dead. I'm sorry, I always say I want to be a zombie on that show. Like, I have to be a walker. But what was it like? I know it was only a few episodes, but it had to have been such a great experience for you.
It was the most well-rounded, fine-tuned machine. And I don't want to call it a machine, because there's a creative, a beautiful sensibility to that show. But they just knew, everybody was at the top of their game on
Yeah.
that show. And I being able to work with these horror greats like Greg Nicotero, and just like
Oh,
seeing that everybody's still using film cameras on that set, and like getting to just be a part of that new group of the Kingdom with
amazing.
Ari and all of them and stuff. It was just like, I mean, it was breathtaking, and it was like it was stepping into a new universe, and you saw that. I mean, the set was literally 360 all
Yeah,
around, and so it was so easy to be able to just jump into that world, because they had just made it so
real.
illustrious.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the walkers are there. I mean, I do love seeing a walker smoking a cigarette in between takes, but apart from that, it was just like, yeah, it all felt very real.
Oh, very cool experience. And just lastly, Escape Room was a real hit. Like, people love that. It was at the
Yeah.
height of when these, people would go to escape rooms. So are we going to have an escape room too?
Yes, it's been filmed.
Oh, I did not know. So just give us the scoop on that. That's very exciting. Okay.
Yeah, well, and we really did not. I don't think anybody really expected how successful the first one was going to be. I mean, I could be wrong, but at least I didn't know what was to come. But the uproaring attention and success of that was just, I was so grateful, and the fact that we got to do another one and kind of raise the bar was just. It was a whole nother beast, and I love that crew that we work with, and
Yeah.
Adam Robitel's got such great vision, and thankfully he was able to come on board for the next one. But we got all the great people that were part of the first one were part of it creatively. I mean, Mark Spicer, the DP that I think made that whole movie so beautiful and expansive. We got him again, and
Wow.
it was just like the bars were set higher and higher and higher, and it's an exhausting process making those movies,
I'm
but
sure it is. Yeah.
it literally, I mean, it the work is shown, and I think that people appreciate what we get to create because it's an adventure.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, yeah, they're fun to watch. And like I say, I have an older son who loves escape rooms, and he loved that film. So anyway, congratulations to you. It's been a real pleasure talking to you, Logan, and
Yeah,
best of luck with everything. You're just really fun to watch in this movie. And like you say, I'm glad we get to see the other side of him. It made me happy. So,
right. Yeah.
but take care of yourself. Have a great weekend, and hopefully we'll get to see you in person sometime soon when this is all over.
Love that. Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks
Take
so much.
care.
Yeah,
Thanks for your time. Bye-bye.
of course.
Bye.